Superior Dragon Armor is probably one of the most well-known armor sets in the entire game. It was also once known as the best armor in the game, but that is long gone. So what happened? How did Superior Dragon Armor turn from every Skyblock player's dream armor set to one that is simply seen as a waste of coins nowadays? Well, stay tuned as we'll explore the rise and fall of Superior Dragon Armor. Let me take you back to the early days of Skyblock. People are still discovering what the game has to offer, which at the time wasn't much. Most people just mined, farmed, or built on their private island. It was a simple time, but that would all change on August 2nd, 2019. Because on that day one of the most important updates in Skyblock history happened. The End Island update. With the End Island, all of a sudden there was so much new and exciting content added to the game. But by far the most important feature that came with the update were dragons. Dragons are bosses that give you powerful loot if a lobby manages to beat them. Multiple types of dragons exist, and every dragon has its own armor set, each with different stats and attributes. People were quick to find out that the Superior Dragon gives you the most powerful armor set out of any other dragon. It was better than any other armor set ever seen before in Hypixel Skyblock, and was quickly known as the best armor in the game. The armor was every Skyblock player's dream, but only the richest of players could get their hands on Superior Dragon Armor. Grinding dragons was an extremely expensive activity, and simply buying the armor off of the auction house wasn't necessarily cheap either. So while Superior Dragon Armor was the best in the game, it was also the hardest to obtain, which makes sense. For a long time Superior Dragon Armor stayed on top. Of course, with the release of dungeons, players had access to certain armor sets that were maybe slightly better inside of dungeons, but in every other scenario Superior Dragon Armor was still the absolute best in the game. However, it all started to fall apart after Flaw 5 was added on September 17th, 2020. With the release of Flaw 5, a certain armor set was released along with it. You probably already know which armor I'm talking about. That's right, I'm talking about Shadow Assassin armor. As soon as the armor was discovered, players were quick to point out that comparing the stats of Superior Dragon Armor to the stats of Shadow Assassin armor, Shadow Assassin was actually a bit better, especially in dungeons. Before we move on, I just wanted to ask you that if you enjoyed the video so far, maybe you could consider subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Anyways, back to the video now. Now, even though Shadow Assassin was crowned as the better overall armor set, Superior still wasn't out of the picture yet. Many people still bought it, may it be not as many as before. But this time period was short-lived, as not so long after the release of Flaw 5, we got Flaw 7 on November 17th, 2020. And we all know what armor set came along with it. Necron armor. Necron armor was probably the final reason why Superior Dragon Armor fell off. You just couldn't defend the armor anymore. Necron was miles better. I know it was also a lot more expensive than Superior Dragon Armor, but if you couldn't afford Necron, you'd just go for Shadow Assassin. There was no reason anymore for anyone to buy Superior Dragon Armor, and players began to realize. So this is the reason you barely see anyone nowadays walk around in Superior Dragon Armor. It is simply just seen as a waste of coins nowadays. But while the armor set might not be relevant anymore, it will never be forgotten. So yeah, that is it for this video. Have you ever had Superior Dragon Armor? Let me know in the comments. But as always now, take care, see ya.